How to axel stall. Ramp up your ramp riding with this gnarly pro move. You will need protective gear, a skateboard, mastery of basic skateboarding skills, ramp riding familiarity, ability to kick turn, and the quarter pipe of a mini ramp. Step 1. Ride your skateboard up to the top edge of the ramp, known as the coping. Use just enough speed to get to the top. Too much speed can cause you to overshoot the coping and land on the deck. Step 2. Do a partial kick turn onto the coping by turning your shoulders parallel to the coping, planting the rear wheels, and balancing on them while quickly swinging the front of your board around until it's parallel with the ramp. Make sure your trucks are firmly planted on the coping. Step 3. Balance or stall in this position for a few moments, leaning on your heels. Don't grind or scrape the axles across the surface. Step 4. Lead with your shoulder and do another partial kick turn back down the ramp when you have held the stall long enough to roll back down. Did you know? World Championship skateboarder Tony Hawk was sponsored by Dogtown Skateboards at age 12 and became a professional at age 14.
How to play skate. One of the best ways to test your mad skateboarding skills is by playing skate with your friends. This outdoor competition lets you go board to board with other skaters. You will need a skateboard, a helmet and protective pads, a pair of skateboard or athletic shoes, one pair of 6-sided dice, and at least 2 skateboarders. Step 1. Choose your players. There's no limit to how many skateboarders can participate in skate, but at least 2 are necessary to play the game. Step 2. Establish the order in which the skaters will compete. Each player rolls a pair of dice, and the person who rolls the highest number goes first. The next highest number goes second, and so on. In case of a tie, players who roll the same number roll again until they break the tie. Step 3. The first player attempts the skateboard trick, and the other players then evaluate the landing. If everyone agrees that the landing was good, the other skaters must successfully repeat the same trick or get a letter in the word skate, the first letter being S. Before starting the game, make sure everyone agrees on what a good landing means. Some players want to see a skater ride away from the landing spot for a few seconds in order for it to count as good. Step 4. If the first player doesn't land the trick correctly, they get an S, and the next player in line gets to perform a trick of their own choosing, and so on down the line. Once a player is landed correctly, everyone else must duplicate that trick or get a skate letter, an S, K, A, T, or E. Step 5. Anyone who gets all 5 letters is eliminated from the game. The last player standing wins. Did you know? Skate is based on horse, a game that's played on a basketball court. Unlike horse, skate players must do different tricks in each round. How to practice skateboarding safety. Whether you're headed for a half pipe or your driveway, always be safe. Wearing protective gear and taking a few precautions can help prevent you from landing in the ER. You will need a skateboard, a helmet, knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards, proper shoes, and common sense. Step 1. Make sure you're comfortable with your board. Smaller skaters usually use shorter, narrower boards to give them better control. Step 2. Give your skateboard a good once-over. Check the deck, the wood board you stand on, trucks, the metal hardware that attaches the wheels to the deck, the wheels, and grip tape to make sure everything is in working order. Step 3. The most important piece of safety gear is your helmet. It should fit snugly but comfortably and should never block your vision or hearing. Always remember to buckle the chin strap. Make sure the helmet sits flat on your head. It may not properly protect you if it's tilted back. Step 4. Wear knee and elbow pads, especially if you plan on doing tricks. Even when you're just skating around your neighborhood, they offer great protection. Step 5. Don't forget wrist guards. These special gloves feature plastic or metal splints that run along the undersides of your wrists and palms. The extra support helps keep you from breaking your wrists in the event of a fall. Even with wrist guards on, don't catch yourself with your hands when you take a tumble. When you fall, always roll into your shoulder to better absorb the momentum. Step 6. Wear proper shoes. Footwear should be closed-toe and slip-resistant. Step 7. Use common sense. Make sure your skating surface is smooth and free of rocks and debris. Don't stop in front of other skaters, and stick to skateboard parks or other familiar areas. Alleys, streets, and unfamiliar spots may have uneven terrain or too much traffic. Remember, your safety and the safety of those around you is your responsibility. Did you know? Each year, there are more than 70,000 skateboarding accidents treated in U.S. emergency rooms. How to learn the basics of skateboarding. Initially an offshoot of California's surf scene, this extreme sport has taken America by storm. Before you can execute sweet tricks, you need to start with the basics. You will need pads, a helmet, and proper shoes, a skateboard, and a flat surface. Step 1. Get comfortable standing on your skateboard. Try standing on it in the grass. Move your feet in different positions on the board. Balance on the front wheels and the back wheels. Do you prefer standing directly on the trucks, the skateboard's axle, or in between? Step 2. Choose the regular or the goofy stance. If you skate with the left foot in front and push off and kick with the right, you're using the regular stance. If you prefer skating with your right foot in front, it's goofy. Since most people are right-handed, most skaters prefer the regular stance, which uses the dominant right foot to kick. Go to a staircase and begin to walk up. Which foot do you use to start the ascent? That's probably your back foot. Step 3. Take your board to a flat expanse of concrete, like a parking lot. Position your feet comfortably on the board. Then use your back foot to push off and propel the board forward. Take time to practice at varying speeds. Step 4. There are several ways to stop your roll. The easiest is foot braking. Take your back foot and drag it on the ground. Another technique is the heel drag. Place the heel of your back foot close to the back edge of the board. Lean back so that the front of your board eases into the air, basically a wheelie. Your heel will drag on the ground, slowing you down to an eventual stop. Step 5. To turn or carve, put weight on your heels while rolling, and you'll turn in that direction. The harder you press your heels, the sharper the turn. It helps to lean your upper body in the direction you want to turn. Step 6. After you've practiced, try a skating essential, the kick turn. Balance on your rear wheels, push down, and spin your board around to execute a kick turn. This takes patience and practice, but soon you'll be hitting all the gnarly moves. Did you know? The ollie, a trick in which a skater jumps into the air and lifts the board without using their hands, was invented by Alan Ollie Gelfand in 1978. How to drop in on a quarter pipe. Dropping in on a quarter pipe or other vertical ramp is something to try after you've been skateboarding for at least a few months. Step 1. At a local skate park, find a quarter pipe ramp that's 5 feet high or shorter. This is a good place to practice pumping, a skating technique that lets you skate faster without taking your feet off the board. Step 2. While skating around the bottom of the ramp, crouch down and as you approach the slope, straighten your body. Gather momentum in the same way you would if you were trying to gain height while swinging on a swing. Pumping your board like this allows you to move faster up the ramp. Keep pumping until you get the feel of the ramp. Step 3. Climb to the top of the quarter pipe and position the tail of your skateboard on the top edge of the ramp. Place one foot at the back of the board to hold it steady and the other foot directly behind the bolts on the top of the board. Step 4. Always check the quarter pipe before you drop in to ensure that no other skaters are using it. Step 5. Lean forward so that the top front wheels make contact with the top edge of the ramp. Keep leaning forward and let gravity carry you the rest of the way onto the ramp. Fight the urge to lean back. Doing so can cause you to lose momentum and fall. Step 6. As you reach the bottom of the quarter pipe, roll off the bottom edge of the ramp and clear the way for other skaters. Did you know? Jacksonville, Florida's Kona Skate Park, which opened in 1977, is the nation's oldest private skate park. How to 50-50 grind. After you've mastered some skateboarding fundamentals, try moving on to the 50-50 grind. Step 1. Know what you're getting into. The 50-50 grind consists of riding the edge of a rail, ledge, or curb with the trucks of your skateboard rather than your wheels. Step 2. Make sure you know how to ollie, a maneuver that gets you and your board high enough for the 50-50 grind. Step 3. Find a low, straight rail or curb for your grind. If you're using your own grind box, or you're on your own property, coat the edge you'll be grinding with a thick layer of skate wax. Waxing is messy, so if you're on someone else's property, ask for permission or skip waxing entirely. If you don't have skate wax, a candle can work in a pinch. Step 4. Roll to the ledge and perform an ollie with enough force to put you and your board on the top of the ledge, shifting your weight to your trucks, which should be balanced on the edge. Step 5. After you feel confident in shifting your balance, try the trick. Do the ollie as before, but don't stop. Shift your weight so that the trucks are hanging over the edge of the surface you're riding and slide forward to the end of the ledge. Hold your arms out to the side to help you keep your balance while you're grinding. Step 6. When you get close to the end of the ledge, shift your weight to the board's tail, ollie off, and land on your wheels. Did you know? This grind is named the 50-50 because it involves placing the board half on and half off an edge. How to board slide. Not a trick for a novice. Board sliding involves sliding across an obstacle with the bottom of the board, not the wheels. Skaters should only attempt a board slide after learning some basic maneuvers. You will need a skateboard, a helmet and pads, a pair of skateboard or athletic shoes, and a handrail not attached to a wall. Always wear protective clothing, including a helmet, wrist guards, elbow pads, knee pads, and appropriate footwear. Skateboarding is not recommended for children under the age of 6, and children between the ages of 6 and 10 should only be allowed to ride with adult supervision. Step 1. Before you try to board slide, make sure you know how to ollie, a maneuver that allows you to jump onto the rail with your board. Step 2. Practice your ollie on various surfaces. Then, find a sturdy rail that can support your weight. Start off on a low rail and work your way up to bigger rails and obstacles. Step 3. Using your back foot, roll toward the railing and do an ollie that will land you onto the railing. Step 4. Twist your body and board so that one set of wheels is on either side of the railing and you are facing forward. Balance your weight on the board and slide down to the other end of the railing. Step 5. When you're within 1 foot of the end of the rail, twist your body and board back to your regular skateboarding position, bend your knees slightly, and land on all 4 wheels. Roll away from the railing and come to a stop. Did you know? Tony Hawk, who won 73 skateboarding titles from 1984 to 1996, invented dozens of tricks, including the ollie to Indy, the frontside 540 rodeo flip, and the saran wrap.